musical performance happened.
뾰루짱.
I love that that's her way of saying like interview, finish.
Yeah. Parenting is hard. Really hard.
Yeah, you're peeing mood, honey. We need you to sit up.
Jenny and her husband Shima live and work in Tokyo with their 2 young daughters, Velvet Jean and Birdie. Shima was born and raised in Japan, while Jenny was raised in the US and moved to Japan 10 years ago. Jenny's multicultural perspective affects how she raises her 2 daughters, and one of the most obvious examples is language. Velvet Jean, who's just 4 years old, speaks both English and Japanese.
This is it looks like a dynamite sound.
What is that?
Meaning you have to do like this. Dynamite sound. Somebody have to freeze.
But beyond language, there are other parts of Japanese society and culture that affect the way Jenny and Shima think about parenting. For example, to relax, many Japanese people visit public bathhouses called onsen, and it's one of Jenny's favorite things to do with her family.
I just love the idea of going to a place to bathe and relax. I think it's something I really don't take for granted. I think it's really great to raise your kids in an atmosphere where, they see naked bodies and just don't have any sense of that we should cover up, or that's bad, or like that there's all different shapes and sizes.
Jenny has also found that Japan is extremely kid-friendly, which allows children to be surprisingly independent, even from a very young age.
They give the children a bit more freedom as far as independence of having to learn something and do something on your own at quite an early age. Also, it's kind of twofold because Japan is very safe, that they can do that, and you can, you will see children walking to school by themselves at a very young age.
Japan is known for its extremely low crime rates. Based on UN crime data, in 2016, the US had almost 5.5 intentional homicides per 100,000 people, while Japan had less than 0.5. That sense of security means that parents are less likely to be overprotective of their children and instead push their kids to be more self-reliant. We got to see that firsthand during a trip to the park.
Even with very small children, they'll teach them things like you can do it yourself, and don't make someone else do something that you can do, It does feel like this is a really healthy way to raise your kid, that, it's okay to fall. It's okay to get dirty and bumps and bruises.
As the family began preparations for dinner, Jenny shared her thoughts on a part of Japanese culture that worries her, especially as her kids get older.
Yeah, a little bit of concern about the sort of idea of conformity as she gets older. Because in Japan, you're not really asked your opinion about things, right? It's like, here we learn about something, and then this is the answer, or this is what it is, and then there will be a test on it. I hear that from so many people, and I see that from a foreigner's perspective. I obviously don't want my children to feel like they can't express themselves or have their own strong ideas and opinions.
Jenny and Shima have surrounded their daughters with the tools and toys to express themselves, and express themselves loudly. As Jenny and Shima sat down to share a meal with their kids, it seemed obvious they had figured out what worked for them. They were raising their children with the best parts of 2 very different cultures. They had chosen to teach their daughters Japanese self-reliance and independence, while also making sure they held on to a sense of pride in their individuality, a very Western ideal.